We have an absolute obsession with the born leader, the person who walks into a burning building, barks 3 orders, and saves the day. We put them on magazine covers and treat their dominant personality like a universal formula for success. Take former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. During the 9/11 attacks, his aggressively commanding, hyper-decisive approach mirrored the terrifying requirements of the moment. He became a global icon of crisis response. But look at the data from the months prior. In the summer of 2001, his approval ratings were cratering below 40%. The tough warrior-style command that helped him clean up a severe crime wave in the 90s actively alienated an exhausted city that had transitioned into a period of stability. This is the core paradox of the profession. The dominant personality that makes someone a savior on a Tuesday in a crisis can actively sink their organization on a Thursday during peacetime. You can see the inverse of this trap in the presidency of Jimmy Carter. As the governor of Georgia, Carter relied on a bulldog-like tenacity and an intense micromanagement of government details. It worked on a state level, but when he brought that refusal to compromise to Washington, D.C., a federal bureaucracy that functions through coalition building, he alienated both wings of his own party. His rigid style faced its most difficult test during the Iranian hostage crisis. Carter's personal ethics and deep aversion to any loss of life led him to micromanage the military rescue planning. He actually asked the Pentagon if U.S. soldiers could use rubber bullets during a hostile military extraction. While it is a laudable ethical stance for a human being, it proved to be a catastrophic misapplication of a leadership tool. It is like trying to replace a light switch faceplate using a dull table knife. You will eventually slip and cut yourself. Relying exclusively on your natural, default leadership approach creates a high-stakes vulnerability. When all you have is a hammer, every problem looks like a nail, even when the environment is begging for a wrench. To find a successful model for adaptation, we have to look at Sir Ernest Shackleton during the 1914 Endurance Expedition. Shackleton succeeded because he matched his response to the psychological requirements of his crew on any given day. He treated leadership as a dynamic response to a shifting reality. When the crew first got trapped in the ice, they faced months of boredom. Shackleton put away the crisis commander persona and organized soccer games on the ice to maintain morale. But months later, when the isolation took its toll and one crew member started bullying the others, Shackleton utilized fierce, authoritarian confrontation, demoting the man on the spot to protect the team culture. Eventually, the ice pressure crushed their ship. Standing on a frozen ocean thousands of miles from help, Shackleton shifted again, projecting absolute, calm optimism. He even rigged a lottery so his officers pulled the freezing wool sleeping bags, ensuring the regular crew members received the warmer fur ones. Shackleton's survival record proves that authenticity is not about being one-dimensional. It is about deploying different facets of your own authority to serve the needs of the moment. To run a modern organization without getting trapped by circumstance, a leader must be able to draw from 5 distinct dimensions of authority. Dimension 1 is commanding, taking charge for immediate compliance. In the 1980s, Harley-Davidson faced bankruptcy. The CEO stepped in and unilaterally slashed the workforce by 40%. Like an ER doctor performing triage, he stopped the bleeding. But you cannot run a company on fear long-term. Once the patient is stable, you need Dimension 2, visioning. When SAS Airlines was losing millions, the new CEO acted as an architect, painting a compelling picture of becoming the best airline for the frequent business traveler. Every baggage handler understood the future they were building. Dimension 3 is enrolling. Back at Harley-Davidson, the new CEO partnered with the unions to design their manufacturing plant. He actively sought their input because people support the plans they help create. Dimension 4 is relating. Commander Mike Abershoff took over the USS Benfold when it had a toxic culture. He personally learned the life stories of all 310 crew members. This relating acts as engine oil, keeping a highly stressed team from seizing up. Dimension 5 is coaching. At Nestlé Canada, managers use targeted stretch assignments, tasks exactly 10 to 15% outside an employee's comfort zone. With proper support, this systematically builds team capacity. Mastering this toolkit ensures you have the right response to stop a fire, design a house, or build a team at will. But how does a leader master all 5 dimensions if they naturally lack the personality for some of them? The answer lies in the Archimedes principle. Traditional training tries to force you to carve new neural pathways to fix your weaknesses. Biologically, this is an inefficient use of energy. Your brain naturally resists it. Leaders should instead audit what their brain already does well and use those existing strengths as a lever to execute the dimensions they struggle with. Imagine a leader who is impatient and hates conflict, but his team needs the enrolling dimension to build consensus. He can use his natural gift for storytelling to emotionally unify the room and then delegate the actual mediation to a team member who excels at managing conflict. He achieves the required outcome without changing his core personality. Excellence comes from identifying the right lever to maximize what your brain already does best. Even with a perfectly leveraged toolkit, you will fail if you misdiagnose your environment. The Johari window highlights this trap. Our brains conserve energy by predicting what we see, causing us to delete unexpected data, a cognitive blind spot. To defeat these filters, actively seek 360-degree feedback to illuminate your blind spots before choosing a tool. Look at your team tomorrow morning. Strip away your preferred style for a moment and ask, what dimension do they actually need from you right now? Consider that your past professional failures may not have been character flaws at all. You were likely just a high-quality hammer trying to drive a screw.